Wait, what does that say? 10 years? $700 million, the largest contract in North American sports history and the largest contract ever in terms of guaranteed money. Shohei Ohtani just did that. This is so good for the game of baseball, but a lot of people are saying it's not fair, and we'll talk about in a second, but this is awesome. FanGraphs already updated to have Ohtani in the Dodgers lineup. We're going to break down their lineup in just a moment because that's 3 consecutive MVPs in a row between Betts, Ohtani, and Freeman. Now, before we break down the Ohtani contract in its entirety, I do want to apologize not only to the Angels fan base, but also to the Blue Jays fan base because a couple years ago, Trevor Bauer, it was reported that he had a done deal with the Mets, and then he went to the Dodgers. The Blue Jays fan base had Ohtani dangled in front of their face. It was reported that he was on a plane to sign the dotted line with his buddy Yusei Kikuchi and join the Blue Jays, and now he's signing a $700 million deal with the Dodgers. Ohtani's contract is structured a little bit different, but technically on paper, he himself is going to be making more than the entire organizations of the Guardians, the A's, the Rockies, other teams like that. $70 million a year is crazy, but that's not exactly how it's going to work, so we'll talk about that in a second. If you make your way over to Ohtani's Instagram, you can see a lone Dodgers logo staring back at you. So here's what Ohtani had to say to all the fans and everyone involved in the baseball world. I apologize for taking so long to come to a decision. I have decided to choose the Dodgers as my next team, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, I kind of am sad for Ohtani. Now, he's making almost $1 billion, so how sad for him can you really be? But the fact that the media rushed him to make this decision, people were stalking planes and seeing if he was on that plane. He was basically forced to announce this because other people's lives were being affected by it. I mean, just a few years ago, Manny Machado and Bryce Harper, they took their sweet time. I think they both signed at the end of January going into February. It's not even Christmas yet, and we know where Ohtani's going. The media, they did not treat Ohtani right at all, and that sucks because he's done so much for the game. They just wanted to rush him so they could get their clicks, and I'm not a fan of that. Reporters were essentially pouting that they did not get McDonald's on the way home, like, oh, Ohtani's not saying anything to us, we can't clickbait tweets. Well, you wonder why. Anyways, the rest of his post says, first of all, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to everyone involved with the Angels organization and the fans who have supported me over the past 6 years. It's only been 6 years. I feel like it's been longer than that. Anyways, as well as to everyone involved with each team that was part of this negotiation process, especially to the Angels fans who supported me through all the ups and downs. Your guys' support and cheer meant the world to me. The 6 years I spent with the Angels will remain etched in my heart forever. And to all Dodgers fans, I pledge to always do what's best for the team and always continue to give it my all to be the best version of myself. Until the last day of my playing career, I want to continue to strive for not only the Dodgers, but for the baseball world. Ohtani knows that he's bigger than baseball, and I love it. Now, of course, Ohtani's not going to make it known that he signed for almost $1 billion, but that's why we trust in Jeff Passan. He just revealed that the Dodgers gave Ohtani a 10-year, $700 million contract, but the most important part is, pay attention if you're not paying attention, Shohei Ohtani's contract has significant deferrals that include most of his salary, an idea, a source said, that was Ohtani's. In deferring the money, it reduces the cost of the competitive balance tax hit and will allow the Dodgers to build a better team around him. So even though it's the biggest guarantee in sports history at $700 million, most likely Ohtani is not going to be making $70 million. That money's probably going to be deferred for the next 30, 40 years, kind of like Bobby Bonilla. And it kind of reminds me of when Juan Soto rejected the contract offer from the Nationals or Bryce Harper, because if I'm not mistaken, the Nationals offered Soto and Harper deferred money in their contracts. That's kind of why they both did not want to sign them. But Ohtani obviously doesn't have a problem with deferring money because he had a chance of making almost $70 million a year. So even if he defers 5 to 10, he's still making upwards of $55 to $60 million a season. But because of that, the Dodgers, they make so much money. There's not a salary cap in the game of baseball. They kind of have a pseudo salary cap in the luxury tax threshold. But ask Steve Cohen, ask the Yankees, teams that want to win, they're going to blow past that luxury tax and not care at all. Now, again, if we take a look at the biggest contracts ever, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, wait. So Messi signed for $674 million, but that was for 4 years, so obviously that's a bigger contract in terms of how much he's getting paid per year. But in terms of the guaranteed money, Shohei Ohtani is the richest human ever on a guaranteed money basis. Wait, Ronaldo is getting paid $536 million for 2.5 years? Okay, so technically he's going to make way more, and same with Messi, but you know what I'm trying to say. In terms of the guaranteed money, Ohtani, he's going to be at the top of this list. Now, just for fun, let's say that Ohtani did not defer any money and he was making $70 million a season. He would be making more than the entire franchises of the A's, the Orioles, the Pirates, the Reds, the Brewers, the Royals, the Marlins, and the Guardians. And then he's basically at the Nationals, which is just mind-blowing. Ohtani, in a couple years, he could probably buy the Pirates. Now let's go ahead and talk about where Ohtani fits in this lineup, because for right now, on paper, it's one of the best lineups in baseball. You have Mookie Betts, Ohtani, and Freeman. MVPs all over the place. And you also have Will Smith, Max Muncy, James Allen, who was a Rookie of the Year finalist. You have Chris Taylor, who kind of stinks, but maybe he bounces back. Jason Hayward, Gavin Lux is going to be back in that lineup. This is fantastic. Now, we all know that Shohei Ohtani is not going to be pitching in 2024, but that doesn't really matter considering he's a two-time MVP, and in large part because he is so otherworldly offensively. Shohei Ohtani has a career 148 OPS plus. In 2023, he led the American League in home runs, on-base percentage, slugging percentage, OPS, OPS plus, and total bases. Total bases, that's insane considering he missed the last month and a half of a season. When you're the Dodgers and you pull almost 50,000 fans on average every single game, you can afford to break the bank and give Shohei Ohtani whatever he desires. And again, Ohtani, I know he's getting $700 million over the course of his lifetime, but he is helping out the Dodgers in the short term because that deferred money, it's really going to come in clutch. But the fact that Ohtani almost has a 40 WAR and he's only played basically 5 seasons after you account for the time that he's missed due to injury and the shortened season, a near 40 WAR in 5 seasons is historic. He is the Japanese Babe Ruth, but he's doing things that Babe Ruth could never even dream of. I mean, last year, Ohtani, he became the first player, I think, ever to have multiple seasons of 40-plus home runs and 20-plus stolen bases. He's done that twice already. So at this point, there's not really much else to say aside from the fact that Shohei Ohtani, his decision has been made. A lot of people are going to say that this is not fair to the rest of baseball. Teams like the Guardians, teams like the Marlins or the A's, they cannot physically compete with the Dodgers. And a lot of people are saying that there should be a salary cap in baseball because the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Phillies, they get everyone because they have so much more to spend considering their market is way bigger. Not only do they have more people in their city living there, but they also have a more passionate fan base. Whether you want to call the Guardians fan base passionate or not, maybe the area doesn't make as much collectively as a group, so they can't afford to go as many games as, let's say, the Dodgers fan base can. Whatever you think the reason is, whether you think it's fair or not, Ohtani, he's getting $700 million guaranteed from the Dodgers. So let me know in the comments, what do you make of this? I hate to say that I feel bad for Ohtani, but again, it almost feels like he was rushed into posting this today after everyone and their mom was stalking flights and seeing if Ohtani was on that plane, and I really feel like that played a part. But that's today's video. I don't know what else to say aside from please leave a like and subscribe. Wow. History has been made.